I'm excited for your interview right now.
Me too. Means everything to me. Yeah. Really does. Means everything to me. The same blushing and bashful bullshit I gave to Steve DiGiorgio, I'm going to give to this dude because I love him. I've been a fan of Flotsam and Jetsam all my life. They're one of those bands that I fucking went into the record store to fucking flip through the, bald records based on the art and those early Metal Blade compilation releases and shit, man. This shit goes back to the 80s for me. Mm-hmm. So talking to Michael Gilbert right now on Metal-O-Mania is a very awesome thing that I'm very appreciative of, and I can't wait to share it with you. So, want to do it?
That's awesome. I do.
Let's talk to my man Michael.
Okay.
From Flotsam and Jetsam and see what this dude's been up to. Mm-hmm. Don't go nowhere though. We got more goofy shit and metal and who knows what else.
Different. And now for something completely different.
All right, Metal-O-Maniacs, we got something special in store for you right now. I am super pleased to tell you that I am joined right now by Michael Gilbert of the one and only Flotsam and Jetsam. How are you, brother? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How's it going? I like that. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you. Well, we're having a fantastic run here at Metal-O-Mania lately, man, and you joining me is just such an awesome continuation of that, sir. It means the world to us. It really does.
Oh man, thank you for having me. Thanks for all the support. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm going to take you all the way back to a million years ago, if you don't mind, to start this thing, man. I'm a fan from back in the day. I'm what they call a gray hair metalhead these days, and I've been a fan of you cats forever. And this thing, honestly, I was telling people that you guys formed in 1983, which I was wrong. It was 81. Is that correct?
Yeah, those guys, that was before me, though. The actual... The lineup that started the first record, that was in 1985, is when we all got together, and that was the lineup for Doomsday for the Deceiver.
Right. I argue with people all the time. Don't test me on my metal knowledge because you'll lose often, but that was something I learned this week, honestly. So,
yeah. With the dates, so some people are real good at it. Newstead was great at dates. Like he could tell you, like the last time he talked to you, the month, the year, all that stuff. But me, I'm just horrible at it. The birthdays, I miss. Oh my God, I'm awful at dates.
Oh man, I smoked way too much pot over the years for that shit. Well, I guess let's take it to the beginning then. So you're still just a young punk out there trying to make your way in the metal world, man. Tell me about the formation of this thing. Take me back to that if you don't mind a little.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's really interesting. Back in those days, like it was still emerging. We had this band, Metallica, that was kind of a template for what we were all doing. We were kind of all on the coattails of that. It was really not very popular. We weren't the popular kids in school. They thought, oh, these guys, Satan worshipers, drug addicts, all kinds of stuff. But that's not what it was about. It was just about. It was more towards like a punk movement, like it was just be yourself and be who you are and just, and lots of love with that community too, man. And I embraced it when I got into it, and it led me to some like really cool opportunities, it's bigger and better things. And I ended up joining Flotsam and Jetsam, and it was just like a kind of a dream come true, Next thing you know, we're going from, there was an iconic bar here called the Mason Jar. It's still around, but it's not iconic anymore, it's just changed. It's gone through some changes over the years. But we played there. Everybody played there, Megadeth went through there, King Diamond, Merciful Fate, everybody who was anybody played the Mason Jar. And only seats like maybe 250 people or something like that. But when we got our first gig there, I was like, man, I'm doing something with my life, and then it just kept going, and next thing you know, tours, albums, and it's like, okay, well, and here I am today. It's like, I don't do drugs. I mean, that is my drug right there. It's in my veins. If you could just shit in my veins, that's what's happening with metal.
well, brother, I'm glad you put it that way, because if metal is your drug, you have been a dealer of mine for a good long time, sir.
That's awesome.
And it does go back to that. Being a young dude, it wasn't about all the violence and the drug thing. It was a beautiful community we built. It was a bunch of misfits that felt some community with one another, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Yep, exactly. And I kind of fit in with everybody in high school. I had I had a little jock in me because I was always weightlifting and stuff like that. So the jocks were like, dude, come wrestle. And I'm like, nah, that's kind of dude on dude stuff. And that's just not my thing.
Not my thing, brother. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over here and jam all for a little while and break shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So exactly. And then they started coming to, embracing the community. Like I'm saying, it started growing. Next thing you know, it wasn't just metal people. Now you got jocks that are going, hey man, this Metallica stuff's kind of cool. And yeah.
Right. I tell you.
Look at it now, like one of the biggest bands ever.
Ever. Yeah. I mean, and it's back, if you don't mind my saying. Over the last couple of years, we've seen the metal thing really regrow and kind of take its place where, its rightful place as king, if you don't mind my saying.
Totally. Like it died out a little while. For a while, it was like almost not cool to be in a metal band. And then all of a sudden, huge resurgence. We do a lot of shows in Europe, and it's just like a giant sunflower blossoming over there again, with festivals, and it's happening here too. It's like, it seems like the States they just follow what Europe is doing. They're just a little behind, but we're all doing the same thing.
About a month behind. Yeah, 2 months behind. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, and I tell you what, I've had the fortunate, perspective, I guess, from doing this show now for a couple of years, that we've seen just such an explosion in Russia and Chechnya and these weird, places. The Indonesia has a giant metal scene going on right now. It's pretty cool.
We had some Russian dates. I've never been to Russia before. We had some Russian dates that were canceled at the beginning of this year or the beginning of next year. I'm all screwed up because everything's been pushed back almost a year and a half now, So
wow,
it's just rough times for when I can't get my drug.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that does bring us to today. What are you doing to get through this, man? How are you getting through this damn crazy time?
I'm actually just writing still. We just finished writing another record, which is it's probably gonna come out in, I'm gonna say, around June. We don't have a date. It's gonna be something like that, but it's gonna be a good follow up to the End of Chaos,
which was fantastic.
With it. Oh yeah.
Can we talk about End of Chaos for a second? As a matter of fact, so that came out. It'll be 2 years in January. And it gets regular play around here still. I think it's a fantastic fucking record. We played a bunch of songs off of it when it came on the show and stuff. And let's go from there to, I guess, what you're writing and bring me through these last couple of years for you.
Well, it's kind of tricky because whenever you make new music, well, I guess I should start off saying, like, our most popular stuff is our older vintage stuff, from the first record, and then the second record, No Place for Disgrace. And it seems like when we were re-emerging, when we were just talking about that, when metal was coming back up, especially in Europe, they were like, man, old stuff, play old stuff. So it's almost like, what do making new stuff? If we're going to write new music, are they going to be receptive to it, or are they just going to go, nah, it's crap, we don't want to hear it, we want the old stuff. But the last two records, the self-titled and the End of Chaos, man, people have been really, really receptive to it. Radio has been, the fans, we didn't expect that. It kind of put us back on the map, which is where we want to be, definitely.
Every bit as fantastic as the old stuff, and I'm going to actually say better.
Thank you.
It's one of those things. As an older metalhead, I'm sure you experience it as well. It's the battle of nostalgia versus the new, almost at times. You know what I mean? Some of that old stuff. I got through my teenage angst with that shit, so of course it's going to mean a lot to me forever. But musically and instrumentally, and as presentation and everything has come a long way, in my opinion, man. These last two records are just fantastic.
Sometimes I refer to when bands have new music that they play at a show, I call them hot dog songs, because you're waiting for these old classic songs that bands play, and then when they play a new song, it's like, oh, I think I'm going to go get a hot dog now. Yeah. So.
Hopefully that's the thing that's changing. That's kind of, if you were to put me on the spot with why we created the show, honestly, it is to fight that very, viewpoint that people have that, I hear it all the time still. There's no metal been made since the early 90s, late 80s, and it's just not true at all.
It's on both ends of the spectrum. There's some really, really great songs, great bands right now, and the musicianship is incredible what people are doing.
So, well, the writing process being underway, that answers my next question right there. I'm excited as hell to hear that, man. How are you feeling right now? How is that coming along?
Well, right now, everything we're on the final stage of the mix. So we're just getting it done and sending it back. And then, and it's just little tiny tweaks. And then we've got the artwork all done. And I don't know when we're going to announce the name of the record and our first single, but hopefully pretty soon in the coming weeks.
Well, I promise all you Metal-O-Maniacs out there, as soon as something becomes available, we will make sure you hear it here on Metal-O-Mania. I promise you this. I promise.
Awesome.
So, I guess that brings us to the elephant in the room, being that we have the COVID shit underway and so many things got canceled. We had so many festivals planned for this year, too. It's such a disheartening thing. But is there even a rumor yet about the other side of this? I mean, are we just still very much in the dark, or?
As far as the COVID thing?
Yeah, I mean, can we even plan for the other side yet, or are we just still in limbo?
That's the thing. With the business right now and all the agents, we're trying to figure out, when that moment is when we can all and it's hard because we did that this year, and we pushed everything back to next year, and it looks like, again, we're going to have to push it back a little bit more, which is It definitely sucks, and we're going to lose a little bit of momentum, but I think when everything opens back up and we're able to go to shows, I think people are just going to go fucking crazy.
Can you imagine that first pit when this is over? Oh,
it's going to be great.
People are going to be leaving in stretches, and I'm going to love every bit of it. It's just going to be bananas. We've toyed with the idea here. See, here's my grand idea. You ready? If everybody puts on a 3-foot bumper, like a rubber bumper, that keeps us 6 feet apart, and then we can mosh into each other.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Bumper people.
That whole drive-in thing that these bands are doing, I just, man, it would be really hard for me to perform like that. Part of doing the shows is the interaction between the fans, that are watching you, and you get that energy from it. And, I don't get any energy from a couple meeps, from the car.
On top of, if you're up there jamming and you're blasting through a song, who wants people blowing their fucking car horn at them a bunch of times? That's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy world we're in, brother. Who would have ever thought, going back to the early days, that this is what we'd be sitting in today, man? I'll tell you.
I know. It is crazy. Insane.
Well, and have you ever thought to yourself, holy fuck, I've been doing this a long goddamn time, man?
Oh, every day. Every day. I'm super thankful that I get to do it. I'm over 50, and I get to play guitar, and I still get to go out on tour and go all over the place, and just I get to act like a teenager. It's great,
brother. Never stop being a teenager. Be a teenager forever.
It's funny when the 5 of us get together. It's like a bunch of 12-year-old boys that there's no rules, and we're just stupid. It's great.
and in that environment, great metal comes, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you alluded to the fact that you get to do this for a long time, and the industry has changed so tremendously since then to now. And I do question, I worry, I guess, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. With the modern environment being what it is, nobody makes really money off the record sales like they used to. It's very driven on live shows. And being that we are without that, I worry about the future of our thing right now. We were really hitting a crescendo, and I do wonder what the impact this will have on new and younger bands, you know?
Well, the way I kind of look at it is if you get to make a record, you know, the tools these days, all these home studios and everything, like you can make a record pretty cheap.
Right.
So I think of it like a promotional tool. You know, you're not going to make money off your record sales unless you're Britney Spears or Bon Jovi or something like that. You know, for us, it's always been about the merch. You know, and if someone's going to grab a copy of the record, all I say is, or all I ask would be to make it up in merch. You know, buy a shirt when you come to the show, or something like that. You know, or the wristbands or whatever we got going on.
Yeah.
That's with metal. It's just and we sport the merch like it's our battle colors. You know, whenever you go to a metal show, you see the denim with all the patches of the bands and stuff like that. So that's like our uniform.
So true. I actually have 2 of my old jean jackets that are in storage that are, you know, nobody's allowed to touch them or nothing, you know.
Yes, museum quality.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, some people collect fucking sports memorabilia. I collect my metal stuff, baby, you know.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing. I got the stuff in my garage. I got in bins, you know. I get gifts all the time from people, which is cool. And I get a lot of t-shirts, and I wear them. And then I should take you on a tour of the house. I can show you all the gifts I got. It's just on shelves, you know, just moments of when I meet people and they bring me stuff. It's very cool. And that's another part of it too. Like we're talking about the metal community, the love and the brotherhood. You know, it's pretty badass.
Pretty badass. Unlike any other genre in the world, if you ask me, my friend.
Oh, I totally agree, 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Awesome, Mike. I'll tell you what, brother, you are the man. I appreciate this more than you know, man. I'm going to be smiling all day now because of you, sir.
Right. Okay. Well, dude, hit me up anytime, man.
Awesome. Well, man, you'll be hearing from me. I'm telling you. You know, I won't be a pain in the ass or nothing, but you'll be hearing from me.
No, be a pain in the ass. It's okay, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you on the air, man. I'm telling you, that'd be cool. I'm gonna get. I'm already got the gray matter working, so.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, Mike, enjoy the rest of your day, brother, and you will hear from me soon, man. We'll work something.
Oh, you do the same. You have a great day, and thanks again, man. Thank you for having me, and I will talk to you soon.
Awesome. You definitely will.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy.
Hey, this is Michael Gilbert from Flotsam and Jetsam, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with the Crypt and Scully.
right there, man. I got to be honest with you. When we started doing this show 4 fucking years ago now, that's right, 4 years ago. But I had no idea that maybe one day I'd be able to talk to awesome motherfuckers like that on our show, and that's made it so damn worth it, you guys. And I appreciate you, Michael, coming on the show. In fact, we're talking to Mike about coming on the show and doing a couple regular things, man. So real cool dude.
Be awesome.
Looking forward to working with him. So look for that coming up, man. You might get a whole bunch of Mr. Gilbert here on Metal-O-Mania.